Forward from Calgary.
Opening night, it's the Montana Lady Grizz and the Gonzaga Bulldogs to kick off the new 2023-24 basketball season. The Lady Grizz season came to an end in the Big Sky Conference Tournament quarterfinals when Eastern Washington knocked off Montana. Entering his third season in Missoula, head coach Brian Holsinger has his deepest and most talented team yet, adding 3 transfers and 3 talented freshmen. They've got a tough test tonight against the Gonzaga Bulldogs, an NCAA tournament team from a year ago. It's the Bulldogs and the Lady Grizz on ESPN+.
You got to say keys of the game. Can you slow down this prolific offense of Gonzaga? They shoot the ball better than just about anybody in the country. We are ready to go from Dahlberg Arena. The opening tip controlled by the Gonzaga Bulldogs, and we are underway. The 6th straight year these two teams have matched up. Gonzaga has won the last 10 meetings as a left elbow jumper from Kaylee Trong is off the back rim, and the rebound controlled by Danny Barch. Danny was such a force on the boards last season. She finished her last 11 games averaging 11 boards per contest. Espen Miller-McGraw with it here, travels. Her first play in a Montana Lady Grizz uniform. Maggie Espen Miller-McGraw travels, ball back to Gonzaga. 9:29 to go first quarter, no score.
And the coaching staff here really wanted Espen Miller-McGraw to pull the trigger there. That was a good look, and especially today, Ace, against stellar team like Gonzaga, you get an open look, you got to take it.
You heard head coach Brian Holsinger in the pregame show. Espen Miller-McGraw is just an elite scorer. Anytime she gets the ball is a good shot. Kaylin Trong with the ball on the right side with 15 to shoot. Now Ejim on the elbow. Ejim working against G. Feller, misses the layup. Gonzaga goes 0 for their first 2 to begin the evening. Montana pushes the pace. Matt Koenig into the front court. 1 minute in, we're still scoreless. Barch right of the key, drops it into G. Feller at the elbow. Hands off for Espen Miller-McGraw. Down the lane, Espen Miller-McGraw blocked from behind but was fouled. And Maggie Espen Miller-McGraw has her chance at her first points in a Montana Lady Grizz uniform.
And looking at the small sample size, right, from one possession to the next, having that adjustment, having that aggressive step right there, hammered from behind by Maxwell. Lady Grizz will try and score their first points of the season at the free throw line.
Foul going on Brenna Maxwell, who is just an absolute sharp shooter at the three-point line. Espen Miller-McGraw off on the first free throw. Maggie Espen Miller-McGraw, an Iowa State transfer from the state of Iowa. Back in 2020, was on the Big 12 all-freshman team, though she goes 0 of 2 at the line. Maybe some jitters in her first game in the Montana Lady Grizz maroon and white. Gonzaga with it in the half court. We got a minute 20 into this game, still no score. Kaylee Trong looking to change that, and she does. A left corner 3. Trong splashes it home. The senior missed most of last year. Gonzaga very happy to have her back, joining her twin sister Kaylin Trong as we get an offensive foul on an illegal screen set by Carmen G. Feller, sending the ball back the other way.
Well, it's amazing, Ace, just the mini momentum turns from possession to possession there. The Lady Grizz, great defensive intensity. Their first couple had one breakdown and cost them 3 points.
Last year, scoring was not an issue for the Montana Lady Grizz. If you wanted to pinpoint an issue, it was on the defensive end, though they are scoreless coming up on 2 minutes in to this ball game. Ejim got away with a travel, got away with a push as well. Missed the jumper short off the front rim. Matt Koenig has it, accelerating into the front court. Koenig, the Big Sky freshman of the year a season ago, gets it to G. Feller. Carmen fakes the pass. She'll run down the lane, just bullying into Ejim, and a foul called underneath going on Yvonne Ejim.
Physicality ramping up here, especially in the first couple of minutes, Ace. You're seeing it on both sides, and these officials might have their work cut out for them here tonight.
No kidding. Last year in the matchup in Spokane, Ejim, she had foul trouble early. She was the leading scorer for the Bulldogs a season ago, but we didn't get to see a lot of her at the kennel last year. Espen Miller-McGraw pulls up just inside the arc. Montana's on the board for the first time this season. It's the transfer, Maggie Espen Miller-McGraw. 3-2 Gonzaga, 7:44 to go. Three ball off the left side, Maxwell no good, rebound to Montana. Here goes MJ Bruno, another one of those transfers. Bruno's gonna take it coast to coast, fire to the corner, Espen Miller-McGraw, 4-3 off the mark, and a whistle underneath. Got a charge, it looked like. Yeah, MJ Bruno was caught a little, maybe out of control underneath the hoop. Runs right through the Gonzaga Bulldog, Eliza Hollingsworth, and the ball back to the Zags. 7:27 to go first quarter. It's the Zags 3, Montana 2. Slow going on offense through the first quarter. Kaylin Trong down the baseline, had too much of an opening there, and she lays an easy one off the window for 2. Trong averaged 16 a game a year ago, second most for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Espen Miller-McGraw off another 3, and the ball goes out of bounds. It stays with Montana.
You can tell she's got the green light whenever she gets the basketball, and in the corner right there, Lady Grizz getting some good looks, but Aisha, look at it, only 2 shots now for them, so they just need to find a way to avoid some turnovers early.
Espen Miller-McGraw will inbound from the baseline out to Mac Koenig. She's guarded by Kaylee Trong. Could be a fun matchup all evening long. MJ Bruno catches off a screen on the right wing with 12 to shoot. Bruno was looking for G-Feller. It's bobbled, it's lost, and it's going back to Gonzaga. And Montana turns it over for the 4th time tonight.
And with Bruno, too, you know this one means so much for her, being from Spokane, so trying to channel it and keep it all inside.
Well, and she's a Portland Pilots transfer as left wing 3 goes down for Brenna Maxwell to make it 8-2. But MJ Bruno was on the Portland Pilots last year, a team that upset Gonzaga in the West Coast Conference Tournament final. So this has a lot of meaning for number 23, MJ Bruno. The Zags up 6 right now with 6.5 to play. Bruno with the ball, shakes the defender loose and scores. Those are MJ Bruno's first points in a Lady Grizz uniform. 8-4 Gonzaga, 6:24 to play. Make it 10-4 in transition. Just a loss there as Eliza Hollingsworth scores an easy one off the window.
When the Lady Grizz are in the half court defensively, they're much better than in transition. Gonzaga capitalizing early.
Matt Koenig somehow caught that pass underneath, and Koenig scores. Give the assist to Danny Barch. I don't know how she threaded the pass through, but it found its way to the sophomore. Matt Koenig averaged 9 points a game last season. In the paint, Kaylee Trong got away with a travel. She turns it over instead. Matt Koenig races into the front court with under 6 to go. It's Gonzaga 10, Montana 6. Carmen G-Feller has it at the left elbow. She will dribble and travel. Second travel tonight called against the Montana Lady Grizz with 5:41 to go. 5 turnovers now, too. It's been a sloppy start for these Lady Grizz.
Making some subs in and out. Great to see Macy Heward making her Lady Grizz debut. Love to see it. Highly touted out of Highlands Ranch, Colorado. And you know, the Heward family dialed in for this one tonight.
She's got the Heward mentality is what it sounds like. Just that bulldog-like attitude that she's always in the gym, one of those gym rats working 24/7. She sees her first minutes in a Lady Grizz uniform. Another easy lapse on defense, and Kaylin Trong buries the triple. Trong has now got 5 points today, and Gonzaga has already hit 3 threes. They were second best in the entire country a year ago, shooting 40% from deep. 5:10 to go, first quarter. Gonzaga 13, Montana 6. Koenig just bullying her way to the rack and scores. Matt Koenig has the last 4 points for the Montana Lady Grizz. But you cannot let up as Gonzaga pushes the pace, but Carmen G-Feller intercepts the pass. Ball back to the Lady Grizz, down by 5. Our next stoppage will bring us to a media timeout. Matt Koenig stops, looking for 6 in a row, missed the shot short. Faded away, tough shot there. Head coach Brian Holsinger frustrated with the shot selection so early in the shot clock.
I think the pace of Gonzaga is affecting Montana on the offensive, and they're rushing shots, not getting what they want.
Kaylin Trong, the defending West Coast Conference Player of the Year, kicks it up top, left to the key 3, it's good. Eliza Hollingsworth, third on the team in three-point percentage a season ago, 9 points per game. And she's got the Bulldogs doubling up Montana 16-8. 4:20 to play first quarter. Carmen G-Feller catches at the free throw line, gets it away. Macy Heward, left wing 3, back rim no good. So Gonzaga, they have hit 4 threes. Montana is now 0 of 2 from deep. At the next whistle, we will also see a new face for the Montana Lady Grizz, Adria Lincoln. Freshman out of Monroe, Washington will check in. Hollingsworth, little pick and pop, the three. Off the mark, no good. You are seeing Gonzaga shoot the ball a lot from outside the arc, and that will bring us to our first media timeout. 3:52 to go, first quarter. Gonzaga 16, Montana 8. This is Lady Grizz basketball from Learfield and on ESPN+. (16-8), Gonzaga has the lead, 3:52 to go, first quarter. Come visit us at Finn, where you'll have the best views, delicious cocktails, and mouth-watering meals. Finn serves breakfast, lunch, happy hour, and dinner daily. You will be sure to leave satisfied. Riley Corcoran to my right, I'm a sour wine. We're seeing Gonzaga shoot the ball well. We're seeing, I think, a Montana Lady Grizz team trying to gel and some new pieces, and I think that makes sense, right?
Absolutely, and the speed of the game really making it tough for Montana. And honestly, the numbers have to even out. Zags 4 of 6 from 3, that can't last.
Libby Stump, pull-up jumper just outside the lane. The freshman was just sensational off the bench last year. 10 points per game. We called her instant offense because she'll get to that spot just outside the lane from about 10 feet out and in, and she drains another here. 16-10 Gonzaga, and a whistle underneath looks to be going on the Lady Grizz. They get Libby Stump on the personal foul. Back in for Gonzaga is Ejim. Bulldogs team, they took up just about half of the West Coast Conference all preseason team. They have 4 entries, combining for about 40%. Kaylee Trong catch and shoot 3, no good, but Ejim there to clean things up. The senior out of Alberta, Canada, just a vacuum on the glass. 9 rebounds a game last year, and she scores to make it 18-12.
Gonzaga is good enough as it is, She can't give them second chance opportunities. They'll pounce on it.
And Ejim jumps in front of the pass. She'll go coast to coast. 4 in a row for Ejim. Gonzaga gets to 20. 20-12, Bulldogs on top, 3 to go first quarter. And that was one of the keys to the game. Head coach Brian Holsinger talked about in our pregame interview. He said we just can't get beat on the glass, and especially on the offensive glass. Lincoln has it up top, was trying to feed Markson cutting in. Gina Markson first time in the game today. Heward a little out of control, rambling down the lane, but she draws the contact and the foul going on Kaylee Trong. So the freshman out of Highlands Ranch, Colorado, just putting her body on the line there, just sprinting full bore down the lane, and she'll head to the line for 2.
Well, you were talking, Ace, a lot of the mentality that Heward has, right? And just reading up on her background to get it, it's the Heward mentality and the Mamba mentality, right? She mixes the two of them, and that's what creates a pretty special player.
At First Interstate Bank, it's about supporting our communities and cheering on our teams. Thank you for letting us be your trusted community bank for more than 50 years. First Interstate Bank, built for you, member FDIC. Heward goes 2 of 2 at the line. The Lady Grizz are within 6, 2:37 to go first quarter. Kaylee Trong, the defending the one half of the Trong sisters. Kaylee missed most of last year. We missed her in the game in Spokane. She's more the defender out of the 2 Trongs, but she can still light it up, no doubt. Lob into Ejim as she works against Amy Greenslade, another new Lady Grizz. An extra pass and a steal from Danny Barch, or a tie-up. They will get a tie-up, and Danny Barch is beyond frustrated. The possession arrow does give it to Montana. Thought it was kind of a quick trigger.
Very quick trigger. And you know what, though? This might be beneficial for the Lady Grizz, though. That fire, that spark, it usually comes from Danny Barch just doing all the dirty work underneath.
Danny Barch has been scoreless tonight, hasn't taken a shot. She was just so great down the stretch when she was put into the starting lineup. She averaged over 11 rebounds per game, and she was scoring in double digits as well. Macy Heward draws contact again on the drive. Waved the shot off, but Macy Heward right now looking confident, isn't she, in like her first ever collegiate game? It doesn't look that way, at least right now.
There's no way that you'd be able to guess that she's a freshman. Just watching her first turn in on the floor. Second foul from Maxwell, too, so first one really into foul trouble on either side.
Macy Heward on the baseline inbounding. Foul before the pass, and Ejim will get called for this one. Gina Markson was steamrolled, and now that's number 2 on Ejim. So 2 on Maxwell, 2 on Ejim, and those are, that's a huge portion of Gonzaga's scoring.
Massive, and Ace, that's the 5th team foul on Gonzaga as well. So the Lady Grizz can go to the charity stripe and get some easy points, climb back into this one. Gonzaga had that flurry. Lady Grizz have weathered the storm.
Gina Markson at the line, 86% free throw shooter a season ago, good on the first. The junior out of Sammamish, Washington. All Big Sky honorable mention. Gina Markson hit both, and now head coach Brian Holsinger, he's asking about the score. He's saying, did we count those Macy Heward free throws? The score right now on the scoreboard is 20-14. And I wonder if he got an explanation and maybe the score is correct.
Well, it does say in the live stats, Heward with those 2 free throws and the score 20-14. So there is some confusion. They can figure it out at the quarter break, too. We will find out.
So 20-14 our score, and that's what we're going to go with right now as Kaylin Trong throws it up top for Kaylee Trong, who throws it wide off of the hand of Hollingsworth. She keeps it in. Eliza Hollingsworth has it just inside the arc. Handoff back up top, pull-up jumper, missed short. Libby Stump controls the rebound. Good defense from Libby Stump. That's one area of improvement head coach Brian Holsinger would love to see out of his sophomore off the bench, Libby Stump. Danny Barch has it up top for the Lady Grizz. 1:20 to go first quarter. Now Carmen Gfeller back in the game. Hands off for Macy Heward. Montana wanted a foul. They don't get it. Montana nearly turns it over and does. And now Carmen Gfeller just picked up her second personal.
What a tough sequence, Ace. I mean, Gonzaga had aggressive defense there, but there were 3 opportunities that maybe a foul could have been called against the Zags, and instead it's Carmen Gfeller picking up her second. So adding insult to injury, team foul 4 against the Lady Grizz as more subs coming in and out.
Yeah, and that's tough. I mean, Carmen, if you want to talk about improvements that need to be made from last year, Gfeller got into some foul trouble. Had some inopportune times for sure last season. 1:03 to go. Gonzaga still with a 6-point lead. Angling in is Tron. She bounces into the corner, picked up there by Callie Stokes, who turns it over underneath. They were trying to get it to Mott Hybens. Instead, Montana picks it off. Gina Markson, little step back jack. Missed it short, bounces twice off the rim and into the lap of Kaylee Tron.
Lady Grizz still looking for their first 3 to drop. They've missed their first 3 tonight.
Trong, good on her 3. Kaylin Trong from downtown, 57%. Make that 62% from deep for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. They are just red hot. About a 3-second differential between game and shot clock right now. 20 seconds to go. Gonzaga has a 9-point edge. Gina Markson hands off for Libby Stump, who hands off for Espen Miller-McGraw. Espen Miller-McGraw knifes in with the left it short. Fight for the loose ball, rebound, and a foul going on Emmy Greenslade, her second.
And what's tough, they're going to walk all the way to the end of the court and shoot free throws where the Lady Grizz essentially were holding for the final shot. And now Gonzaga is going to try and make this a double-digit lead to end the first quarter.
Matt Koning will check back in for the Lady Grizz. She'll take the spot of Gina Markson. Just under 9 seconds to play. And it's Hybens at the line, junior forward out of the Netherlands. That one swirls in and out, missing her first. When hunger strikes during your Grizz game, get your favorites delivered right to your door and never miss a moment with Mick Delivery from McDonald's. Mott Hybens goes 1 of 2. She rattles the second home. Gonzaga's lead up to double digits. 7 seconds to go. Koning across the timeline to her left for Barchu. Turns it over. Tried to whip one to the corner. Half-court heave at the buzzer off the mark. But Gonzaga controls a 10-point advantage after 10 minutes of play from Dahlberg Arena. The Bulldogs just outside the top 25, making some noise tonight in Missoula. Yvonne Ejim in some foul trouble, but still scoring. 24-14, Gonzaga the lead. This is Lady Grizz basketball from Learfield and on ESPN+. 4-14 Gonzaga, the first quarter advantage. Riley Corcoran to my right, I'm Ace Sauerwein. If you look at the box score in that first 10 minutes of play, I mean, just in field goal attempts, as we get a look at head coach Lisa Fortier in her 10th season in Spokane. She has done a fantastic job with the Bulldogs, 6 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances under Fortier. I mean, Gonzaga's just been on a run since about the mid-2000s, 17 West Coast Conference regular season championships as we resume play. The Bulldogs shooting 50% from the floor. Nice little behind-the-back pass to Hybens up top. She'll swing it left for Kaylee Trong. Kaylee Trong has it poked away. Ball goes into the backcourt, and they will call it over and back. Thought maybe Matt Koenig got a hand on it, but the officials say it was a straight turnover. Ball back to Montana.
A lot of that has to come with the positioning where the officials are at there. Didn't quite get the angle. I'm with you. I think maybe Koenig got her hand on it, but the Lady Grizz will take the mini break and take the basketball.
Down 10 with the basketball, 30 seconds into the second quarter. Koenig hands off for Espen Miller-McGraw. She cycles around the perimeter. Maggie backs up, looking for a screen. Will now call off the screen. Shove one to the corner. Danny Barch catch and shoot triple, no good. Loose ball, fought for. MJ Bruno in there. Ball is loose, out of bounds it goes. The officials look at each other. It's Gonzaga basketball.
Tell you what, I like the scrappiness I'm seeing from MJ Bruno. To see how the newcomers mix with the returners, that's going to be the biggest task, as you've mentioned, for this coaching staff. So much talent on the floor, but really like the first impression from Bruno.
And Bruno, that's why they got her. Just kind of a defensive edge to her, as Carmen Gfeller. She called her a bulldog. She's got that bulldog mentality. As on cue, MJ Bruno picks up the foul.
Well, that's ironic with the opponent tonight as well, with them playing the Gonzaga Bulldogs.
Isn't that the truth? Kaylin Trong with the basketball, stops in the elbow, swings it back up for Hollingsworth. Catch and shoot three, back rim no, tipped out. Matt Koenig controls the board. Koenig behind the back, working against Esther Little, who checks in for the Bulldogs. Espen Miller-McGraw feeds into the corner for Danny Barch. Danny Barch goes behind the back, finds Espen Miller-McGraw for three, left it short, missed everything. Ball back to Gonzaga, and the Lady Grizz are now 0 of 5 from downtown. But good job by Emmy Greenslade to get back in transition and swipe the pass away, and a foul going on the Bulldogs. Esther Little was trying to salvage the possession, a little overzealous, and she picks up the personal.
Both teams trying to get their mojo back from a high-scoring first quarter. As Coach Holsinger is having some teaching moments here as his team settles in down 10.
Koenig into the front court, 8.5 to play second quarter. Gonzaga still up 10. We haven't seen any points similar like we saw in the first quarter. Matt Koenig had her shot blocked from behind. It was Eliza Hollingsworth who got a piece of the basketball. And the offensive struggles continue for the Lady Grizz. Kaylee Trong bounces into the post, picked up by Hollingsworth. Little shot fake. Good recovery there from Greenslade. It looks like she was beat, and then she, with her back turned to the basketball, poked her hand in there and jars the ball loose, and they'll say it was last touched by Gonzaga.
Now Gonzaga's turnovers are starting to heat up a little. Fifth turnover for the Zags.
Can Montana capitalize, trailing by 10? Koenig dribbling around, was looking for some separation. Now Macy Heward going to take it in with the left. No foul called. The Montana bench is livid there was no foul called. Gonzaga races the other way. Hollingsworth trailing, dead on three. Back rim no. Both teams have gone cold to begin the second quarter. Loose ball tracked down by Macy Heward. 7:39 to go. Heward takes it in. A little step back jack from 10 feet out. Macy Heward. Nifty little move there from the freshman.
That one will get the eyebrows raised a little bit. Step back with confidence. Lady Grizz needed it. First points of the second quarter.
She was ranked #1 in the class of 2023 in the state of Colorado. You're seeing why. The Lady Grizz are back within single digits. 7:18 to play. Left side, it's Kaylee Trong. Into the post, fighting through contact. Hollingsworth was blocked. Emmy Greenslade has made two impactful defensive plays in the last two possessions. 7 to go. Danny Barch has it up top. Bounces to Greenslade, who started walking away from the basketball, but luckily turned her head at the last second. Macy Heward right back to Greenslade, standing at the free throw line. 11 to shoot. Back to Koenig. Koenig moves to her right. Just blew by Kaylee Trong. Matt Koenig scores. Koenig was 6 tonight.
Boy, that lane opened up for Koenig. She knew what to do with it. Quick first step, easy to the rim. Lady Grizz within two possessions.
In this robust crowd making some noise as Montana trails by 2 possessions. Off the dribble for 3, rattles out for Kaylin Trong. Montana with a 3 could cut it to a single possession game. Macy will look to do it here. Front rim, no. And the 3's not falling yet. 0 of 6 now for the Lady Grizz.
Great look, and we said the percentages were going to even out, right? Gonzaga, they wouldn't stay at that kind of pace. Well, Lady Grizz, they're getting a little bit closer. Zags have not scored here in the second quarter.
Timeout Gonzaga. That will lead us to our media timeout. The Bulldogs 24, Montana 18. This is Lady Grizz basketball from their field and on ESPN+. Today, 6:20 to go. Second quarter. Take a look at head coach Brian Holsinger in year number 3, and there is just so much buzz around this team going into his 3rd year. Seems like he's finally got the team he wants in place with the experience from the transfers, the young talent in this freshman group. It just seems like this team is hopefully coming together for a good run in year number 3, as right out of the timeout, Kaylee Trong just walked into a 3 but bricks another right wing 3. This time Brenna Maxwell can't get it to go. So the Bulldogs, they were shooting 64% from downtown. It's down to 42% now at the 6:05 mark in quarter number 2. Foul on the Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs have now missed 5 consecutive three-pointers after that hot start. Lady Grizz still have held them without a point in this second quarter.
Montana's offense heating up behind Matt Koenig, who's got 4 points. Actually, I think it's 6. I think they forgot to get a basket on the live stats when they printed off. I think Koenig's at 6 now. Dead on 3, Gina Markson. That's the first triple of the night. Montana's within a bucket. 24-21, 5:45 to go. Coach Holsinger imploring his crowd to make some noise. Pass underneath. Gina Markson had her head turned. It went right over her shoulder. Loose ball ends up out of bounds. It stays with Gonzaga.
Boy, this is what it's all about, Ace. This does not feel like a season opener on both sides, from the crowd perspective, from just the intensity, the physicality we're seeing on the court. This is a well-played first half between two really good basketball teams.
Ivani Ejim back in for the Bulldogs. She'll take the spot of Eliza Hollingsworth. She joins Stokes, the Trongs, and now we will get Mott Hybens taking the spot of Kaylee Trong, still working back from that injury a year ago where she only played 10 games. 14 to shoot for the Bulldogs as they trigger it into Hybens. Now Ejim on the elbow, 8 to shoot. Ejim working against Alex Parag, draws contact and a foul. Alex Parag, seeing her first minutes tonight, picks up the foul underneath. Tough order to go up against Ivani Ejim, 17 points per game last year.
Boy, Ace, early on, the most difficult task for Coach Holsinger is finding that right mix. He has so many options, and the depth is going to be a huge weapon for the Lady Grizz, but finding those right mix and matches of who can play on the court well together will be the challenge here early on.
Ejim makes the first, 80% free throw shooter. 6th woman of the year last year in the West Coast Conference as well. She goes 2 of 2. Gonzaga's lead back to 2 possessions, 5:25 to go in the first half. Gonzaga, a little pressure in the backcourt. Montana handles it easily into the corner. There goes Heward, just an explosion down the baseline. She was blocked by Ejim. Ejim making her impact felt on both ends. Brenna Maxwell off the dribble, pulls up. Was her foot on the line? It was. A long 2 as Brenna Maxwell knocks it down. Got a football score, 28-21, Gonzaga on top.
There's some shots that you just live with and tip your cap, and that was one of them.
Gina Markson has it on the left wing, 4:52 to go. Markson, little hesitation, kicks it to the corner. Heward for 3, barely grazed iron. Battle for the ball, ends up on the ground and scooped up by Gonzaga. Trong pulls up. Alex Prague tried to deny Ejim, and that will be a travel. I feel like if they did not get a travel there, the Montana coaching staff would have lost their collective minds.
Well, especially when you consider the mini exchange we saw between Karen Lausick and Brian Holsinger right here. Coach Holsinger was right there in Karen Lausick's right ear, making sure that that was going to be a travel back over to the Lady Grizz. 6th turnover on the Zags.
On the floor right now for Montana, Barch, Stump, Markson, Greenslade, and Espen Miller-McGraw. Markson fakes the pass, pulls for 3. Gina Markson down the hatch. Gina with a couple triples early on. And Montana's within 4. 4:14 to play. This has been a much better second quarter offensively and defensively for the Lady Grizz. In the corner, it's Kaylin Trong. Ejim back to Trong. Trong thought about a deep 3. She'll dribble in, takes an off-balance shot. Greenslade skies for the rebound. Marks into the front court, hits the perimeter, puts the brakes on, hesitates, gets to the rack, missed the scoop. Ball ends up out, and it stays with Montana.
What a weapon to have Gina Markson, someone that has scored as many points as she has, nearly 1,300 in her career, to have a weapon that's versatile off the bench. Doesn't matter what she can do, but what a weapon to have.
And she started 29 times last year. I was wondering what the starting lineup would look like. If you can have Gina Markson off the bench, that is incredible, and especially with Libby Stump, who has the ball now. Stump gets to her spot, got just enough separation, couldn't hit the shot, and ripping the ball away. Foul going on Greenslade. They got tangled up. Second on Emmy Greenslade.
Foul starting to rack up. Important to note, we haven't seen Carmen Gfeller in a while. She picked up her second foul really early on, had such a massive game against Gonzaga a season ago, but she's been a non-factor so far, and the Lady Grizz have been closing the gap ever so slowly.
Yeah, Gfeller has played less than 7 minutes today. Last year, she led the team in scoring with 22 in the loss against Gonzaga. 15 to shoot right now for the Bulldogs as they set up in the half-court offense. Highbins on the elbow. One of the Lady Grizz fell down. Ejim off the dribble, long two. It's good. Whistle away from the ball going against Gonzaga. They will not count the basket, it looks like.
They are counting it.
They are counting it.
So they said the foul happened away from the shot, and the ball was already in the air. That's what it is. If the ball's in the air when the foul is committed, bucket still counts, and now our three officials are going to try and sort this out.
I'm peeping over at the monitor right now. All right, so they are going to look at it at the end. Official Darren Kresniak says, we'll look at it at halftime, so it's a 2 for now.
All they're looking at is 2 versus 3. The bucket counts no matter what. There was confusion there as well, but Bulldogs for the time being will take a 6-point edge.
It's Montana within 6. 3:12 to go. Again, this second quarter has been a night and day difference from what we saw through the first 10 minutes. Libby Stump has it on the left wing. Little jab. Now Stump makes her move. Gets to her spot. Just skies over the defender. Misses off the rim. And a fight for the rebound results in a Bulldogs foul. They got Highbins, I believe. Maybe they got Stokes.
And if you're Coach Holsinger, Lady Grizz staff, you're okay with that shot. You know more often than not it's going to be Libby Stump converting that. So Lady Grizz are getting to their spots here in the last couple possessions.
Markson slips to the corner, looking for another 3. No. Greenslade, the offensive board, gets her own miss, has it knocked out. Montana ball, 17 to shoot, 2:50 to play in quarter number 2. Checking back in for Gonzaga is Eliza Hollingsworth. You're seeing why Montana wanted to go after Emmy Greenslade, the junior out of Australia, transferred here via Arizona State.
If you're the Lady Grizz, be aggressive here. 3 zags on the floor with 2 fouls.
It's a great observation. You could really hamper what Gonzaga wants to do for the next 22 minutes and change. 6 to shoot. Markson backs up to the Grizz logo at half court. Gina Markson makes her move down the lane, finds to Greenslade. Her baseline jumper no good. Rebound Plinko's out to the sideline where it's scooped up by Kaylee Trong.
Lady Grizz down to just 32% shooting for this first half.
Gonzaga at 43. Steal. Maggie Espin-Miller-McGraw tripped up. And a foul going on Brenna Maxwell. So Espin-Miller-McGraw known for the offense, but swiping the ball away there. Forcing another Bulldogs foul. The Lady Grizz talked about that shooting percentage down to just 33%. They're just 1 for their last 9. And actually it was Espin-Miller-McGraw who picks up the personal foul. So much for the solid defense. She picks up the personal foul. Hollingsworth blows by, misses high off the window. Danny Bartz collects the board under 2 minutes to go.
Great defense by Greenslade.
Transition. They wanted to hit Espin-Miller-McGraw in the corner. Instead, now Matt Koenig on the wing. Skips one to the opposite corner. Libby Stump's 3 is too strong. And Hollingsworth glides in to pick it up. Just 2 made 3s for the Lady Grizz, 2 of 10, but they are hanging with the Gonzaga Bulldogs, receiving votes in the top 25. I'm not really sure how they're not in the top 25 with all this talent coming back. They were in the top 25 for most of last year as Mott Highbins misses the free throw line jumper. 1:22 to go. Gonzaga 30, Montana 24. Bartz lost the ball momentarily, gets it back. Head coach Brian Holsinger barking for a timeout. And they will get that timeout. 1:15 to go, first half. Planning your next occasion to party? Think Montana Party Time. Western Montana's event and rental headquarters. Call or go online today.
Something standing out to me, Ace, we talked about the sloppiness, first quarter jitters, whatever it might be. 8 first quarter turnovers for the Lady Grizz, 0 here in the second quarter. Why they've been able to trim the deficit ever so slightly. Heward going to check back in for the Lady Grizz. We'll see here who can get a little momentum going to the halftime locker room. This crowd is ready to erupt. Great crowd, as you've mentioned a couple of times, Ace, but they could really give the home fans something to cheer about with just a mini spurt here down to the final couple possessions.
So both these teams just so efficient from beyond the arc a season ago. Gonzaga was second ranked in the entire country. So you get a look at a coaching staff that has been with head coach Fortier for her entire 10-year tenure in Spokane. But the Bulldogs, they were second in the nation. Montana, they hit 238 threes last season. It was the second most in program history. But the Grizz so far today struggling from beyond the arc, making up in other areas. 5 to shoot. Matt Koenig dishes back out. Espen Miller-McGraw steps into a long 2. Doesn't get the roll. Danny Barch gets the offensive rebound. Up with the left, draws the foul. Danny Barch could score her first points of the new season.
And they're going to
Barch, the junior out of Helena. 5.5 points per game a year ago, gets the friendly bounce.
They've proven there's not a lid on that basket down there, Ace, with Lady Grizz struggling to shoot it from the floor. Getting it at the charity stripe.
72% free throw shooter. Danny Barch is good on both. 59 seconds to go. The Lady Grizz weathered that early storm. They trail by 4. The Trongs have been silent. Kaylin Trong with the ball right now, standing on the elbow. Picks up her dribble, fires one underneath. Hybens off the window for 2. Mott Hybens, 2 points per game last season, the former Syracuse Orange.
What an impressive angle. I mean, that is a high degree of difficulty on that.
Koenig looking to coach Holsinger, was looking for the play. There's a look of confusion. Koenig now catches, her pass deflected out. Montana has 14 to shoot. They'll inbound from the baseline.
No 2-for-1 opportunity. It's time to get a real quality shot here going into the halftime locker room.
Great point, as Matt Koenig will inbound from the baseline. Koenig is still confused at what the play is. She just gets it into Parag, who hands it right back to Matt Koenig. Koenig with 10. Danny Barch on the wing, makes her move, glides across the paint. Barch is muscling in, and Danny Barch draws contact. It's really hard to hear the whistles right now. When it's on that end of the floor, I can't even pick it up right now.
Same, and that's Hollinsworth's second foul. So back-to-back on possessions. It's been Danny Barch, the aggressor, trying to add 2 more at the free throw line. 8 rebounds already for Barch.
And Danny will look for points 3 and 4 at the charity stripe. She's got number 3 as she makes the first. Barch, a perfect 2 of 2 at the free throw line. Shot clock is off. Amy Greenslade is going to check back in for Montana. 18 seconds to go. The Bulldogs' lead stands at 5.
Crowd trying to help out here.
Yes, they are. Kaylin Trong with 5 points tonight. She's been quiet in the second quarter. Feeds up top for Maxwell with 5. Maxwell hands off for Kaylee Trong. Kaylee Trong with 2, got to get one up. Macy Heward, a block at the buzzer, and we go to halftime. This crowd is fired up. They're swarming Macy Heward right now after that big-time rejection to end the first half.
Whoa, couldn't have had any drastic of a difference, Ace, from first quarter to second quarter. The Zags were red hot. 5 made threes in the first quarter, none in the second. Lady Grizz outscore the Zags 14-8. They are going to take a look to see if it was a 2 or a 3, but regardless, the Lady Grizz have trimmed the gap with Carmen Gfeller on the bench, and they will take it down only 2 possessions.
We are halfway home. Montana looking for a statement win to start the new regular season. Gonzaga 32, Montana 28. We'll be back with the halftime stats right after this. This is Lady Grizz basketball from Learfield and on ESPN+.
Do you want to do a hit on the men's basketball team tomorrow? Yeah. For sure.
Welcome back to our viewers on ESPN Plus, as well as across the Lady Grizz Radio Network and on the Varsity Sports app. 40 seconds to go, and Riley Corcoran is joining me. Riley Corcoran, the voice of the Grizz. He is very busy with football coming up and men's basketball. You got your first men's basketball game tomorrow.
I know it. It's sneaking up on us, but the Grizz, the new look Grizz, you could say the identity shifted for them last year when Anand Moody was the point man.
Moody.
Yeah, we're going to hear that a little bit tomorrow night. But Grizz won 8 of their last 10, trying to propel that into this season. A good mix and some newcomers, trying to add some size down low, and really excited of how this thing is going to mix this season. But opening up Northwest Indian College tomorrow. But it's a busy week, 3 games in the first 6 days of the season, including a road game at Oregon on Friday.
I was watching a little of Oregon today. I don't know what the final score was, but it looked like they were sticking it to Georgia pretty good.
They were, and Folly Dante led the way, had a double-double, 20 rebounds in that game. Now Oregon beat Georgia by 11, so it was a good first test. The Grizz know what they're up against.
Well, we'll get the men's test tomorrow. The women, they are in a battle right now. Trailing by 4, we resume play. Gonzaga moving left to right as we are underway in quarter number 3. The Bulldogs a 4-point advantage coming out of the break. Foul underneath. Is it going on Carmen G. Feller? It is. Oh, man. So Carmen played only 7 minutes in that first half. And now Danny Bartz jumps to steal, but Carmen Gfeller picks up her 3rd foul. She is staying in the game as Montana now sets up in the half court for the first time in the half. MJ Bruno, catch and shoot 3, too strong, high arcing rebound. Carmen Gfeller grabs it. Gfeller back out to Koning, they'll reset. Bruno will try again, same spot, different result. MJ Bruno pulls within 1. 32-31, Gonzaga the lead, 9:22 to play, 3rd quarter. Hollingsworth on the elbow, fakes the pass, lobs inside to Ejim, who's fouled and 1. Danny Bartz got caught leaping in the air. Ejim leaned in, and Ivani Ejim will go to the line for an old-fashioned 3-point play.
Gonzaga needed that in a big-time way. After the Lady Grizz, they've just been clawing their way back into this one. Great job by Bruno on the offensive end, but yeah, Ejim just got Bartz out of position. Fortunately for the Lady Grizz, the first foul on Bartz, but Carmen Gfeller taking a seat 49 seconds into this 3rd quarter.
Amy Greenslade will check back in for the Lady Grizz. Greenslade played 10 minutes in the first half, went 0 of 2 from the floor with 3 rebounds. Free throw was good for Ejim. It's a 4-point Bulldogs lead. 9:05 to go, 3rd quarter. Espen Miller-McGraw, 4-3. The same spot that MJ Bruno just connected on. Espen Miller-McGraw drops one in. It's back to a 1-point deficit.
Hat tip to the coaching staff. They found that spot ace, wide open threes on consecutive possessions.
Ejim just scored a 3-point play the last time down, just bullies in. And Greenslade stand tall. Offensive rebound, though. The scoop from Hollingsworth, no. Fight for the ball. Ejim gets it back to Hollingsworth, who lays one off the window. Just a gritty 2 points from the Gonzaga Bulldogs that trip down the floor. 8:26 to go, 3rd quarter. The Bulldogs lead up to 3. Montana can tie with another one from downtown. Instead, Bruno drives in. Couldn't hit the layup. Tried to draw contact, and then injury to insult, they get a foul going on the Lady Grizz. Coach Brian Holsinger arguing it was a flop, which is a new rule in women's basketball this season. They're implementing the flop rule just like they did with the men's game a couple years ago.
First time that we officially got a warning on Brian Holsinger. He went pretty nuts after that call. Karen Lausick said, okay, that's an official warning. Have to call him down, but 3rd foul, as you mentioned, on Greenslade.
22 minutes into the season, Brian Holsinger gets the warning. All right, I don't know what the over-under was, but
probably right around there.
Good stuff. 8:08 to go, 3rd quarter. As Danny Bartz has another steal, jumping in front of the pass. Espen Miller-McGraw leading the on-man rush. MJ Bruno off the window in transition. Lady Grizz back within 1. 7:55 to go, 3rd quarter. This crowd is absolutely electric. They are trying to will the Lady Grizz to a comeback victory tonight. Kaylee Trong with the basketball between the circles, drifting left, 11 to shoot. Trong makes her move, pull-up jumper, can't get it to go off the rim, fight for the loose ball. The ball just shatters off the ground, and Kaylee Trong scoops it up. Kaylin Trong, a little shot fake to the free throw line, pulls up, missed it short. Ejim, offensive rebound. Yvonne Ejim cleans things up with a basket.
Third chance for Gonzaga, just a backbreaker. Lady Grizz trying to get there, have not had the lead in this game. Have a chance to tie it here.
39-36, 7:10 to go, third quarter. Espen Miller-McGraw curls to the elbow and backs out to the perimeter. Lobbing to the corner, pass is tipped into the Montana bench. It'll stay with the Lady Grizz with 13 to shoot.
Just overhearing some of the discussions going on, really a battle right now. Who do the Lady Grizz play? Do you take the gamble and play a couple of your posts with 3 fouls, or do you try and weather the storm a little bit? So we'll have to see the substitution patterns here.
It's a good problem to have, right, with all this talent of who you're going to play and when, but it's going to take some time to really find the perfect lineups and who you want on the floor at the same time. But again, it's a good problem to have, especially early in the season.
Much so, and Greenslade and G. Feller both with 3 right now. I think what hurts the Lady Grizz more than anything, same position, did those two.
Gina Markson, she checked in at the last stoppage, took the spot of Matt Koenig on the floor. 7 to shoot for Markson, standing in the Grizz logo, makes her move. Holsinger wanted a foul, not going to get it. 2 to shoot. Markson got to heave one up, and she missed everything. Shot clock violation gives the ball back to Gonzaga with 6:48 to go.
It's the first time the shot clock, I feel, has been even close to being a factor in this one.
I don't even know if we've heard it sound tonight.
Well, we can't hear the whistle.
Well,
Can't
that's
hear the
a good
shot
point.
clock either.
Maybe it has sounded. We're just deaf at this point from the ruckus Lady Grizz crowd right now. Kaylee Trong with the basketball. Reverses track back up top. Espen Miller-McGraw does a good job to stay in front of her. Yvonne Ejim with the ball. Makes her move. Spins past Parag. Couldn't finish things off. Alex Parag grabs the board. Hands off Markson. Markson into the front court, guarded by Kaylee Trong. Danny Barch on the wing, right back to Markson. Off a screen, Gina's path was cut off. 15 to shoot. Barch now on the right side, behind the back. Barch, scoop shot, draws contact. What a circus shot! And it goes for a chance at 3. Oh my goodness!
Are you kidding me, Danny Barch? Look at this, unreal. And now, the moment for the Lady Grizz, a chance for their first tie of the night.
Unbelievable, and she was mobbed by her team, rightfully so. Danny Barch at the line. Back rim, no. Bruno fights for the loose ball. Still loose, rolling to the sideline. It's out, it stays with Montana.
And Danny Barch sacrificed her body. She was laying out for it, thinking she needed to save it for her team, but Lady Grizz get the benefit of the call, a chance to take their first lead of the evening. This place is ready to erupt.
Just under 6 minutes to go, third quarter. Adria Lincoln checks in along with Macy Heward. Lincoln will provide some good size as a freshman for sure. 6'1", the all-time leading scorer at Monroe High School. 10 seconds to shoot. Markson with the basketball. Gina looked up, now makes her move. Gina gets to the rack, couldn't quite finish things off. Had a good look on the scoop, but it just dribbles off the front of the rim. The Zags in transition the other way. Hybens trailing for 3, got it. Mott Hybens drains one from dead on. And the lead is back to 2 possessions for the Gonzaga Bulldogs, 5:25 to go.
You're spending a ton of emotional energy to try and get this to a tie or take the lead. See if the Lady Grizz can withstand it.
Lincoln turns it over. Picked up by Callie Stokes. Stokes, little Euro pass Markson, missed it, got it back in a whistle. Another offensive rebound. Callie Stokes, the redshirt sophomore out of Redondo Beach, California, picks up the offensive board.
Lady Grizz, I mean, that was a costly turnover, but just 2 turnovers, Ace, in the last quarter and a half, and wholesale changes here before the media timeout, but Lady Grizz going with a totally different 5.
Foul's going on Gina Markson, team's 4th foul. We are not halfway yet in the third quarter. Learning moment for the freshman Adria Lincoln as Callie Stokes is at the free throw line. Stokes good on the first. Real milk is a nutrient-rich product. It contains 13 essential nutrients from vitamin A to zinc, all of which are important for a healthy immune system and overall wellness. That's 13 nutrients with seemingly endless benefits. Reach for milk and make every sip count. Missed free throw, fight for the loose ball. Possession arrow will give it to Montana. The lead is at 5 now for the Bulldogs.
And you just feel the Lady Grizz need to get a good offensive possession. Had turnovers, a couple missed shots, just a clean possession here go a long way.
Koning, Barch, Macy, Heward, G-Feller back on the floor, and Libby Stump. The 5 on for Montana. Danny Barch all the way to the rack and scores. Danny Barch is taking over offensively. She's got 8 points with just 2 made field goals.
Go along with 9 rebounds, double-double watch firmly in effect.
Gonzaga up 3, off the dribble 3. It's Kaylee Trong rather, and Kaylee Trong splashes the triple. Gonzaga doubles up the lead. Koning scanning things out. Koning also jumped into the starting lineup about halfway through the regular season last year as a freshman. She'll have the keys the entire way this year. Carmen G-Feller wrestling through. G-Feller was blocked by Ejim. No foul called. They wanted one badly. We continue on. Esther Little with the basketball. Trong backing in. Koning, hands were straight up. The shot is missed. Fight for the loose ball and a whistle going against Gonzaga. Man, this game is getting feisty.
Buckle up, Ace. If that was on the Lady Grizz, it would have been team foul 5. Everyone was nervous there for a moment, but I think everybody needs a break to catch their breath.
Oh, do we ever. Media timeout, 3:50 to go, third quarter. Gonzaga 46, Montana 40. This is Lady Grizz basketball from Learfield and on ESPN+. Jesus Christ. Pulled within 1. They've pulled within a couple as we welcome back our ESPN Plus audience as well.
Oh, you know, just we were talking about it, the emotional energy that's been spent for the Lady Grizz to come all the way back. They have trailed by as many as 10. They've gotten within 1. They've had multiple possessions with a chance to tie or take the lead, and they just got to stay in this one, Ace. The balance and the depth is what's standing out to me.
Gina Markson, a couple of big shots, but you're right, the balance and the depth, and that's what we thought the strength of this team would be for the Lady Grizz in 2023. Gina with the basketball, little pick and roll. G-Feller slips, nearly had an and one. She'll settle for a couple of shots at the free throw line.
How about what the Lady Grizz have been drawing up? Out of timeouts, out of the halftime break, they've been getting to their spots. They clearly called that pick and roll, got Carmen in a good position. She's fouled and she'll try and get some points at the free throw line. Amazing. Stuck on 0 so far in this game, and the Lady Grizz are in it.
They were going after the freshman Naya Ojuku. Knew I was going to stumble there for a bit, but we got it. Only took 2 tries. Not bad, right?
Yeah, not too bad at all. Utah transfer from Meridian, Idaho. And, hey, you had that one in your head. You knew it was going to get to you.
Carmen G-Feller scores a couple, still without a made field goal today. She had one game last year, and it was unfortunately against the Cats where she did not record a made field goal. It's the first time since her freshman year she did that, so looking to get on the board at least from the field as well. She makes both free throws, though. It's a 4-point game. Ojuku bullying in against G-Feller. Nice little touch off the window, and she scores. Naya Ojuku. Wasn't sure if we were going to see a lot of minutes from the freshman, but makes a big basket against the oh-so-stellar Carmen G-Feller. Libby Stump can't get it going from the right elbow. She's off the mark on her jump ball. A rebound to Gonzaga. Up top, Hollingsworth swings it right for Little. Little, the junior out of Ipswich, England. Appeared in all 31 games a season ago. Lobs up top. It's caught by Kaylee Trong with 12 to shoot. Trong will work off a screen to her right. Now he's got the mismatch against Danny Barch. Lob inside. Over the top, boy, just towering over. Eliza Hollingsworth just caught the ball over Markson and scores off the window. Gonzaga's lead back up to 8.
As we praise the Lady Grizz, have to do the same with Gonzaga. They found the mismatch, capitalized, and Lady Grizz have to stop the bleeding.
And Ojuku called for the foul. Reaching in and reaching across Carmen G-Feller. It's her third foul as well.
Fourth on the Bulldogs, so both teams now every foul for the final 2:17 will result in free throws.
Yvonne Ejim and Kaylin Trong, the top two leading scorers from a season ago, back in for Gonzaga. Libby Stump inbounding on the near sideline, and she'll do it again. Just poked out of bounds immediately. Libby will take a couple steps closer to half court and trigger it into Markson. Barch up top, guarded by Ejim, scanning things over, swings right, Stump wanted a three, instead will dribble to the elbow, spinning in, got a double team there, skies over Hollingsworth and scores. Libby Stump getting that shot to go, her second make from the floor, she's got 4 points.
I like she's staying with it. Shooters keep shooting and she's getting to her spot.
That is always her spot, just about 7 to 10 feet from on the edge of the lane to outside of the lane. 1:45 to go, quarter number 3. Ejim just runs right through Feller, missing the shot. Loose ball rebound going foul on Montana.
9th offensive rebound for the Zags, and I think there might be an argument for some contact going over the back there, and just the size. The size is playing its part right now for Gonzaga, a team that you can see why they've had so much success. Just keep bringing it at you, physicality in the post.
Markson, a good rebounder for a 5'11" guard, averaged about 3 per game last season. Definitely not her forte and not what they're asking her to do, but all things considered, a decent rebounding guard. Hollingsworth, she might be on double-double watch now, 10 points, 7 rebounds, missing that free throw, but an offensive rebound. Picked up by Brenna Maxwell.
Might have to get some new padding here in front of us, Ace.
Yep. Maxwell down the baseline, the floater rattles out, no good. Another offensive rebound. Hollingsworth was stripped though, and it ends up in the lap of Libby Stump. Stump navigates into the front court, puts the brakes on and finds Barch in the corner, back to Stump. Libby knifes in. Underneath the basket, shovels to the corner. Danny Barch for 3. Danny Barch connects! Danny Barch is making some big-time baskets. She's the first Lady Grizz to double digits. In transition, the 3 missed by Maxwell. That was rebound number 10 for Danny Barch as well. That is a double-double. G Feller underneath. She's in a straight jacket. Double team is there. Carmen tried to go through it, and a tie-up. Possession arrow will give the ball to Gonzaga. G Feller frustrated as she rises back to her feet.
What a sequence from Barch, back and forth to be the first Lady Grizz into double figures and then to collect your 10th rebound as the Zags tried to go quickly. Just Montana is not going away, Ace. Gonzaga has tried to continue to extend this, and Montana's staying right with them.
Her 4th double-double of her career, 3 of them coming a season ago. 45 seconds to go in quarter number 3. The Bulldogs still a 4-point advantage. They've been leading almost wire to wire. Loose ball rebound picked up by G Feller after the miss from Brenna Maxwell. 31 left on the game clock, about a 7-second differential between game and shot clock. Matt Koenig will just dribble the clock away, standing near half court.
Lady Grizz had this situation in the first half, didn't get a good shot. They need to get one here.
Third quarter has been even. Both teams have scored 19 points, 7 to shoot. Stump finds Macy Heward, catch and shoot 3, left it short. Ejim the rebound. 8 seconds to go, plenty of time for Gonzaga. Kaylin Trong lobs forward. Hollingsworth in transition, off the window for 2. The third quarter comes to an end, and Gonzaga's lead will stand at 6. So Gonzaga ends up taking the advantage in quarter number 3, but Danny Barch doing everything she can to keep the Lady Grizz within striking distance. 53-47, the Zags the lead. This is Lady Grizz basketball from Learfield and on ESPN+. Our goal is to make dreams a reality with any budget. Here at Direct Source, we look forward to collaborating with you on your next project. Visit one of us in one of our beautiful showrooms. Riley Corcoran to my right. I'm Ace Sauerwein. Well, 10 minutes to go, and I think if you asked a Lady Grizz fan, if you asked the team going into the fourth quarter. You're within striking distance, down 2 possessions. I think they would take it the way this game is kind of unfolding.
No doubt. A slight comparison to football team. If you said, hey, they're going to be X or 7-1 going into their bye, you can't pick the loss.
Right.
The same thing with the Lady Grizz, right? There's been a lot of ebbs and flows in this game. Montana's had their opportunities. They've been close, but give them so much credit. They have not went away despite the relentlessness from Gonzaga. We've got a great fourth quarter in store.
Shout out to football, by the way. How about that?
What a run.
Number 3 in the country now, and they get Portland State this Saturday. Riley will be on the call across the Grizz Radio Network. Fourth quarter underway. Montana with the basketball, moving right to left. Catch and shoot 3. Maggie Espin, Miller McGraw, dial it up. 15 seconds. The lead is cut in half.
6th made 3 of the night for the Lady Grizz.
Espin, Miller McGraw would love to get that going. Carmen Gfeller jumps the pass and comes away with a steal. Montana can tie with a tray. Koenig hesitates as she hits the 3-point line. She's been quiet since that stretch she had in the second quarter. Koenig tonight just 6 points. Hands off for MJ Bruno, looking up to the hoop. Will make her move. Stops in the paint, goes up with the right hand, gets the friendly bounce. Montana's within 1. 9:13 to go. Fourth quarter.
4th time the Lady Grizz have cut it to a 1-point deficit.
Left side, it's Callie Stokes. Cut off there up top. She'll swing it to Hollingsworth. Now to the opposite side of the floor in Trong. Kaylin Trong down to the baseline, had a wide open lane, and she lays one off the window for 2. Too easy for the West Coast Conference Player of the Year, Kaylin Trong.
And just a poor time for a defensive breakdown.
We've seen that a number of times tonight from the Lady Grizz. They have buckled down, though much better than what we saw in quarter number 1 for sure. Danny Barch, long 2. Got it. Danny Barch, a couple steps inside the 3-point line, knocks down another.
13 points, 10 rebounds. She's only taken 5 shots, Ace. Mighty efficient.
Danny Barch is keeping the Lady Grizz alive, it feels like, down the stretch. Double team near half court. Gonzaga gets out of it into the hands of Hybens. She'll swing it right for Kaylin Trong. This time a little harder to get to the rack, but she still gets the basket to go. Almost a mini up and under from Kaylin Trong. And now we get a foul in the backcourt going on Callie Stokes.
And both sisters now with 9 points as they're matching each other from a stat line perspective.
Well, and these two are so identical in many different fashions. They look very similar. They share a Twitter account. They are posting each 9 points. I mean, the similarities are there right now.
They share a Twitter account, really?
They do. They do. Yep.
Wow.
You don't share one with your sibling?
Yeah, you know, I don't think so. Maybe we should do a Grizzly Radio Network Twitter account.
Okay. I like that.
Share
yeah.
that one.
A legal screen set on Carmen Gfeller, foul number 4 on the 6th-year senior.
And just, unfortunately, I hate to say it because she's one of our favorites, it's just not Carmen's night, and nothing is going her way. She's such a rhythm-based player, was thrown out of rhythm in the first half. She picks up her 3rd foul 9 seconds into the 3rd quarter, and just unfortunately hasn't been there for Carmen Gfeller.
She's been the leading scorer for the Lady Grizz the last 3 years. She is in the top 20 all-time in scoring, but like you said, it just has not been her night. Trong trying to take this game over, and she's doing so. Kaylin Trong has made 3 consecutive field goal attempts. Gonzaga's lead has swelled up to 5. 7:44 to go in the 4th. Timeout, head coach Brian Holsinger and the Lady Grizz. We will go to break. 59-54, the Zags on top. This is Lady Grizz basketball from Learfield and on ESPN+. Showroom. 59-54, Gonzaga the 5-point advantage. 7 minutes, 42 seconds to go. Kaylin Trong has taken over this 4th quarter. She has 11 points, but she is hitting some crucial baskets down the stretch to open up this 5-point advantage. Now, all things considered, we're talking about this like Kaylin Trong's pulling away, but it's still just a 5-point game.
Only a 5-point game, down to just a couple possessions. Need a spark, anything can happen.
We have seen this story, though, unfold pretty frequently tonight where Montana gets within a bucket and Gonzaga just pulls away. Koenig looking for some room, working around the half-court line. Matt Koenig will catch and shoot for 3, missed it short. Rebound scooped up by Little and the Bulldogs. Lob inside, Ejim catches on the other end. Greenslade, good defense, but Ejim just wrapped around the defender and finds Mott Hybens for the easy layup. Hybens last year, her season high was 6. She's got 8 points in the season opener today. 61-54, Gonzaga 7-point lead, the biggest we've seen in some time. And the pocket was picked. Kaylee Trong just stole the ball away from Espen Miller-McGraw. Kaylee Trong now in the left wing.
Danger zone for the Lady Grizz here. Can't fall behind any further.
Big time, and they come up with a steal. Barch gives it to Bruno. 2-on-1 the other way. Bruno leaves it for Barch. Barch off the window for 2. Danny Barch now 15 points. 6:24 to go. Pull up for 3, no good. Bit of a force there from Kaylee Trong, but another offensive rebound grabbed by Hybins. Nearly thrown away. Kaylee Trong catches an errant pass and puts up the triple. I don't know if that pass was intended for Kaylee Trong. It didn't look like it, but the 3 makes it a 10-point Bulldogs advantage.
9 straight points after the Lady Grizz cut it to 1 again.
Greenslade hands off Bruno. She'll step out to the 3-point line and connect. There's the answer from MJ Bruno. Boy, and Kaylee Trong took the inbound, and she just was shot out of a cannon, bringing that into the front court, trying to catch Montana on their heels. Again, Kaylee Trong was left wide open, and she is dead on. Back-to-back triples from Kaylee Trong. She's got 17. Timeout, Gonzaga.
Just tough. I mean, you've got one person going to town right now and just willing Gonzaga 17 points, but 7 of 10 shooting ace, 3 of 4 from deep, just in that unstoppable mode right now.
She made 94 from downtown a year ago. It is a Gonzaga record. She is off and running today. She has 3 makes from downtown. The Trong sisters right now have 6 combined from downtown. So it's 64-59 with 5:34 to go.
And looking at some of the stats, right, trying to find separation, what's been the difference? Ace, there really hasn't been much. Rebounds are within 3, turnovers within 2. Both teams shooting between 42 and 45%. Zags have made 9 threes, Lady Grizz 7. There's just not much separation tonight.
Rhino Roofing, raising the roof in our community. Find us at www.rhinoroofingmontana.com. Lady Grizz basketball also brought to you by Sweet Pea. Grizz fans, Sweet Pea Sewer and Septic has been serving the greater Missoula area for more than 20 years and are proud septic service members of the Grizz Home Team. Visit GrizzHomeTeam.com for more information about Sweet Pea Sewer and Septic.
Danny Barch, 15 points. MJ Bruno now the second Lady Grizz to reach double figures. She has 12 points, so trying to will themselves into a 5:34, down by 8. I mean, to say the time is now would be an obvious statement.
And with that timeout, we're going to throw out a break for a couple of minutes. 67-59, Gonzaga the lead. 5:34 to go, fourth quarter. This is Lady Grizz basketball from Learfield. I'm going to text, maybe it wasn't? I don't know.
No, I think it, but why would it be? With 5:34 to go.
Did they think it was like the first time out of the third quarter? I don't know.
No, they already called the timeout.
I'm thinking, like, did they think that? Like, did they forget about it?
We already did our floater. Here's what I will say, though. Come back live for TV. We'll be late for radio, but TV.
Oh, yeah, good call. Well, I can, they have been within 1. They've been within 2. They've been within a single bucket on multiple occasions in this second half.
And when we talk about mixing and matching your rotation, the experimenting is over now. You go with your hot hands, and that's what Coach Holsinger's decided to do with 5.5 left.
They're going to go with Markson, Barch, Macy Heward, G. Feller, and Bruno. Those are the 5 on the floor for Montana. Markson steps into a 3, missed it right. Wide open look for Gina Markson, and Gonzaga pushes the pace again. Esther Little drops one underneath. Heward fighting for the ball. A scrum for it. Tie up. We'll give it to Gonzaga. Stops the clock with 5:13 to play. But Gina, we could have used that 3. She had a good look from the right wing and just missed it right.
When she had that momentum burst in the first half where she made consecutive 3s, and that pulled the Lady Grizz within 1, trying to find it again.
Inbound to Hollingsworth, who thought maybe they were going to get a foul. Instead they got I thought they were going to get a travel. They got a foul away from the ball on MJ Bruno. It's going to be her 3rd. Stops the clock with 5:12. Kaylin Trong off the inbound, catch and shoot. Fading to her left, knocks it down, the senior out of Houston. The assist from her sister Kaylin Trong, 69-59 Zags. Markson on the wing, under 5 minutes to go. Markson has a size mismatch, step back 3, this time connects. She was on 6'1", Yvonne E. Jim, and Gina Markson cashes in on the triple. Gonzaga racing again, E. Jim through Carmen G. Feller, and E. Jim scores. Gonzaga is just moving so fast right now. They know that they can beat the Lady Grizz in transition.
Size and athleticism, a lethal combo tonight.
This is such a tough Gonzaga team. They've been playing together for about 3 years now, at least the core of this team. They're all experienced. They're all talented. It's 71-62 right now. No matter what happens, if you're the Lady Grizz, you gotta be proud of what happened tonight. G. Feller scoops up a loose ball, 5 to shoot. Markson swings to MJ Bruno. Shot fake down the lane. The teardrop misses right. A fight for the loose ball. Players hit the deck, and this time the possession arrow keeps it with the maroon and silver.
Loved the shot fake from Bruno. I thought it was going to go for her. Maybe was little bit of indecision whether she was going off glass, going to try and teardrop it in.
Maggie Espen Miller-McGraw checks in. She'll take the spot of freshman Macy Heward. Espen Miller-McGraw with 8 points in her season debut, and Markson and G. Feller not on the same page. The pass is errant, and it goes out of bounds. 13 turnovers for the Montana Lady Grizz. Behind the back, Kaylee Trong into the front court. It's a 9-point Gonzaga edge right now. Hollingsworth wide open. Off the window for 2. The assist to Ejim, 73-62 Gonzaga. And now it is go time for the Lady Grizz. Trailing by double digits. Off a screen, Markson inside the arc. Good pass, found Bruno in the corner, wide open for 3, airballed it. Danny Barch tried to slap it to herself, but Ejim wrestles it away.
And now will Gonzaga work some clock up 11.
I was just going to say that. They have been so fast that it was very apparent. It was a stark contrast. They just slowly walked into the front court this time around. More miscommunication. Ejim wide open off the window for 2.
For someone that wants to have a defensive identity, this has to be killing Coach Holsinger right now with what has happened.
And head coach Brian Holsinger will call timeout. Coach Holsinger right now in the ear of the official. And now the 2 officials meet near center court. Now all 3. Brian's back was faced to me. Did you see what was
It was a little
on?
bit of an altercation with Truon, believe it or not, with talking with her going into her bench, and there was a little bit of an altercation back and forth. Heat of the moment right now.
So the meeting of the minds, the officials mulling over what just happened. Montana calls a timeout.
And there was confusion, too, because Coach Holsinger thought there should have been a foul before he called timeout. Well, it's one of those called timeout right at the same time. Wasn't pleased with the official. Frustration's boiling over just a little bit. The Lady Grizz will have one timeout to go. 3 minutes left, down 13 ace. This is their largest deficit of the night, and they were only down by 1 with 8 minutes to go at 55-54. But it's Gonzaga offense, minus the second quarter. Take a look, and here's the altercation with Coach Holsinger talking with Truong. Official kind of getting in the middle of it and just deciding.
And now Brian's getting an head coach Holsinger's getting an explanation from one of the officials, Coach Lisa Fortier. She got a explanation from the officials on the other end. I don't think anything was handed out. Well, maybe there was a technical. As I say that, Brenna Maxwell just stepped to the free throw line. Sounds like our public address announcer, Denny Bedard. I just heard technical foul. And
on the Montana bench.
On the Montana bench. So Maxwell makes the first free throw. A 95% free throw shooter a season ago. Pretty much automatic, and she goes 2 of 2.
Well, for Gonzaga, I mean, the second quarter, 8 points, but Ace, 20 points or more. The other 3 quarters in this game, relentless. That's the word that keeps popping into my head right now, and that's the attack for Gonzaga, a team that should be ranked, that will be nationally relevant all season long.
Absolutely. Again, they should be ranked. I mean, I don't know how they're not. They were top 25 for most of last year. They lost to Ole Miss in the first round of the NCAA tournament, and they returned just about everyone. I thought it was very surprising to see them not in the top 25 to begin this year. Egypt nearly lost the ball, ends up getting it away to Maxwell. Maxwell off the dribble, missed it dead on. Another offensive rebound, another chance. Maxwell misses the 3 front rim. Maxwell may have flopped, and that's what Coach Holsinger is saying, and the official points it out as well. So we're all on the same page. They are going to give a flop warning. It's a warning first, and then they issue a team foul if it happens twice. Pick and roll. Hollingsworth missed the layup. Danny Barch wrestling the rebound away. And the tie-up gives the ball, or keeps the ball with Gonzaga.
And so now following through on the warning for the flop. And again, 8-0 run for the Zags, extended run of 13-3, just a bad time for a 3-minute scoreless drought for the Lady Grizz.
And the flop warning, that's new to women's basketball this season. It's been implemented for the men, is it 2 seasons now?
2 seasons.
Yeah, so new for the women this year, though. They're finally implementing it.
And I will say the flop has diminished a little bit from the men's game, too. So mission accomplished. We'll see if that leaks over into the women's game this year.
Foul going on MJ Bruno, who's got a bit of a non-plus look to her. She kind of confused with that foul going on her. And that is her 4th foul. So Bruno and G-Fell are both with 4. Now it's not as big of a deal with 2:20 to play, but still a couple of your starting 5 in foul trouble as you're down 15. 10 to shoot. Kaylee Trong gliding right. Back left, lob inside, Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth working on Stump, and Stump commits the foul. Size mismatch there. Eliza Hollingsworth, a 6'2" forward, going over the 5'8" sophomore guard, Libby Stump. And Hollingsworth to the line. Gonzaga as a team, 8 of 11 at the charity stripe tonight. Make it 9 of 12.
It'll be interesting to watch because Gonzaga plays in Pullman against Washington State their next game. Of course, the Lady Grizz next opponent, Washington State, who is ranked 24th in the country. It'll be a good measuring stick not only to see who's better between Gonzaga and Wazoo, but how the Lady Grizz can improve from game 1 to game 2.
We've talked about the Lady Grizz schedule being tough. I mean, they have Wazoo, they have Gonzaga, they have Grand Canyon, Colorado State, but the Zag schedule, man, oh man, they got Stanford, they got South Dakota State, they have Louisville, they have Toledo, and we will get a held ball. Possession arrow keeps it with Montana. 1:46 to play. Gonzaga 79, Montana 62. But both these teams, they will be tested before conference play rolls along.
What an extended run for the Zags in the last 6 minutes, Ace. They have outscored the Lady Grizz 24-8.
That has been the difference. Koning slips to the 3-point line. Matt Koning drills another triple. Her second make from downtown. She's got 9 points. 1:38 to go. Gonzaga 79. Montana 65. Boy, MJ Bruno may have just taken an elbow to the chops. Although she looks pretty unfazed.
Well, she's tough. That toughness, I think it's going to resonate with this entire team. Hey, it's just getting the 10,000-foot view of someone that saw the team last year, excited about this year. Seeing them in person, there is a lot to like. And MJ Bruno, her toughness, physicality, big piece of that.
Her style on the floor, and also she's just got a very contagious personality where she's making jokes all the time, kind of keeping the team light. Like, I think she is a fantastic addition, and I'm not sure if you're going to see a ton of stats to signify that, just because she does play that gritty style of basketball, but she's going to be really important to this team's success. As I was rambling there, Montana takes over on a turnover, 1:24 to go.
Egypt called with her 4th foul, and I'm with you just to continue that conversation. Biggest thing is to have the team mindset first, because there's a lot of weapons out here. It might be someone's number on a different day, and the Lady Grizz are going to have to learn how to play that way.
Fight for the loose ball. Carmen Gfeller, nearly had her first field goal today. So how about that? She plays 4 seasons at Montana, has just 1 game without a field goal made. Now she's looking at her 2nd in her last 2 years.
Closing in for 1,200 career points. Did you get your Farm and Carmen t-shirt? I did too.
Yeah.
Should have pulled it out tonight.
I saw a couple of fans wearing one as Gfeller at the line. Good on the first. Yeah, and so for those who don't know, Carmen was raising money for the local YMCA. She was doing it through a shirt fundraiser with the words Farmin' Carmen. Big tractor in the middle. Gfeller good on the 2nd.
Absolutely love it, by the way.
Oh, me too. She comes from a farming background in Colfax, Washington. I think it was her family that started to call her Farmin' Carmen first. And I don't think it stuck with her, because I don't think a lot of people call her Farmin' Carmen, but she's like, let's do something to raise some money, and I like the name Farmin' Carmen.
We've unleashed it now. That is for
That's
sure.
a good point. On the broadcast, I'm just going to call her Farmin' Carmen from here on out. Foul going on Montana, stopping the clock with 1:04 to go. Lady Grizz trailing by 12.
And certainly a game that's not going to be as indicative of how close it was, or at least how close it was played for 3.5 quarters, Ace, where it was still a 2-possession game. When we went to that media timeout with 5.5 to go, Coach Holsinger called that timeout, and it's been Gonzaga. They've flexed here at the very end, and you're seeing why. This is a championship program. This is a championship team. This is where the Lady Grizz want to get themselves to by the end of the year, and a great measuring stick game here at the start.
Yeah, today was very eerily similar to last year in Spokane. The Lady Grizz trailed by 6 early in the 4th quarter, had some momentum. Danny Barch hikes up a 3, and Danny Barch connects. Say what you will about the final score, but Danny Barch is going to put up a great stat line, 18 points, 10 rebounds, a solid double-double with a couple of assists mixed in as well. Danny's been great. 44 seconds to go. Gonzaga 81, Montana 70. This is the 35th all-time meeting between these two teams. They were tied at 17 heading into today. Gonzaga's win will break that tie, and they will also beat the Lady Grizz for 11 consecutive games. The answer from Brenna Maxwell as she drains a 3. And Coach Fortier calls timeout with 28 seconds to go. The Bulldogs up 14.
10th made 3 for Gonzaga, unless they called that a 2. Maybe a foot on the line. Regardless, just the exclamation point. Another timeout teaching moment here for the Zags as they get ready, but it'll be fun to watch. Both these teams, obviously the Lady Grizz, so keep a close eye on that. But just to see how Gonzaga progresses, they've just had so much success. I feel that people take them for granted in the West Coast Conference, the domination they've had, both on the men's and women's side. But the model of consistency is there, and it's always nice hat tip. What I will say, Ace, from a big picture standpoint, it is so great that this regional rivalry has been restored again. I know that Gonzaga, Montana, both fan bases get fired up for this, and it's just a great early season game, I think, for both programs.
6 consecutive times these two teams have met up in 6 consecutive seasons, I should say. And, I mean, it makes sense, too. It's a doable drive. You're not, pouring a bunch of money into a flight for a non-conference. You're just taking a short 3+ hour bus drive from Spokane to Missoula and vice versa. I wouldn't be surprised if we continue to see these two teams on each one's schedule. Gfeller missed a 3 badly. It ricochets out. It'll stay with Montana. 16 seconds to go. Tomorrow night, the men's basketball team, they open up their season. 7 o'clock tip-off. Riley Corcoran will have the call for you on the Grizzly Sports Radio Network. Also on ESPN+. 10 seconds to go. Libby Stump across the paint. Stops, turns, hikes one up. No good. Out of bounds it goes. Montana will get one last shot with exactly 4 seconds to play.
And again, I'll be intrigued to hear Coach Holsinger in the postgame because there's just not much separation on the stat sheet. What was the difference in his eyes? It's the weapons and the size Gonzaga have.
And we will hear from Coach Holsinger the first segment of the postgame show. Koenig misses a 3 at the buzzer, and this one comes to an end. Gonzaga 83, Montana 70. Final score from Dahlberg Arena. We'll be back with head coach Brian Holsinger after the break. This is Lady Grizz basketball from Learfield and on ESPN+.